In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to erase or draw Toon and sketch inlines in Flair for Maya, thereby manually controlling where you want an inline to disappear or appear. I'm Henriette from Artineering, and we develop artist-driven tools for stylized rendering. Let's get started. Flair-generated lines are both inlines and outlines. Inlines are lines that are generated inside the object, whereas outlines are lines generated outside. As we learned in previous tutorials, we can art direct the line width and color or intensity to remove Toon and sketch lines. However, if we do this, silhouette lines will also disappear, which is not always what we want. So we need finer control of inlines so that we can remove them while keeping silhouette lines. But if we can remove inlines, why could we not draw them? If you like where this is going, give us a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to our channel with a bell icon to be notified about future tutorials like this one. To erase or draw inlines, we need to open VertexFX from the Flair shelf by clicking on the VFX icon. Within the newly opened tool window, you will find the inline painting section. Now, if we look closer at the design of this character, we see that along this area here, Flair should not generate a line. However, because of color and normal differences, it is generating one. So let's get rid of it by first selecting the object where the inline is appearing. With the selection made, click on Erase within the VertexFX widget and remove the inlines as you would paint any other effect. It's that simple. However, if the line is not disappearing, make sure it actually is an inline. Remember that if there's a clear depth difference, the line is probably an outline that can only be art directed with the width and the coloration options. The design of this character also contains lines that are not being generated, as the model and its textures have not been optimized to generate these inlines. So we can select the edges where the line should be and flood the draw value onto them. This will generate a line along the selected edges. The painted inlines react a bit differently than the generated lines, as they are mapped onto the object. The main difference is that the painted inline width depends on the mesh density and is directly linked to the painted value, not to the width of the generated lines. So if the painted inline is too thick, try reducing the draw value. If the painted inline is too thin, try increasing the draw value. Once you have a painted inline, you can also set a small painting value and manually paint wider or thinner widths. Another way to control inline widths is the use of NoiseFX to procedurally make width fluctuations in painted inlines. The recommended workflow is to set a default inline painting value according to your mesh density and then use smaller offset values to make the line wider or thinner depending on where it's needed. Also remember that as the painted inlines are assigned with the art direction tools, they can also be keyframed over time to have them appear and disappear in different frames. If you wish to learn how to keyframe effects and learn more about art direction tools, make sure to check out the links in the description below. Great! We learned what inlines and outlines are, how we can erase inlines or draw and control the new inlines of Toon and sketch lines as necessary. Before you go ahead and do this everywhere in the scene, make sure to watch the next tutorial where we learn what can be done to optimize model and texture details to generate the best lines possible. By doing so, we will also learn the advanced attributes needed to fine-tune the generated lines globally according to different depths, normals, and color thresholds. Thank you for watching this far. If you love what we're doing, make sure to purchase a commercial license or become our Patreon to use Flair without resolution limitations and have your name appear in this beautiful list of credits. Advance you on the next one.